All right. Hi, guys. I'm here tonight to tell you about my skincare routine. There are a lot of steps. When I actually put it out like this, I got a little bit embarrassed. But yeah, I love it, and it's very relaxing. So first I start out, I have my makeup on from the day. I use an oil, well, it's oil free, but it's like an oily eye makeup remover. This one's from Neutrogena, but I also use the one from Lancome. And I just kind of press it on my eye and let it kind of do its thing to get my mascara off. And that just helps so I don't have to worry so much about my eye makeup when I'm doing my double cleansing, which is a big part of my skincare routine. I really believe in it. If you wear makeup or sunscreen, I think it's a good idea to do a double cleanse because it's pretty hard to get off all your makeup otherwise. So when it comes to double cleansing, pretty much that means you either use like an oil-based cleanser. This is a cleansing balm. You can use like a micellar water. There's lots of different ways to do the double cleansing, but usually it starts with something kind of oily. But this one I really like. I've used a bunch of different cleansing balms. It's really like a cool texture. It's like whipped almost. And I've used this one. I've used the one from Physicans Formula. I've used the one from Drunk Elephant, Elemis. I've tried a bunch of them, and they're all pretty much the same. Most of them have fragrance. I'm not sure about the Drunk Elephant one with fragrance. They try to avoid that, but it had like this really greasy feel after, which I did not like. And so pretty much anywhere I put sunscreen, I try to do this, and it just kind of dissolves away any makeup or sunscreen. And then you're just supposed to rinse. We'll add some water, kind of move it around until it gets milky, and then rinse. Then I'm using my clean towel. Big thing for me because you don't want it to get too grimy. It can get really grimy after just one or two uses. So then I do a traditional cleanser, which this is the CeraVe cleanser. I love this cleanser. It's like, I love this cleanser. It's incredible. I don't think I would ever spend money on any other kinds of cleanser because it's perfectly good and you can get it at the drugstore. And it has a lot of great ingredients in it, and it's pretty gentle. They have a hydrating one as well that people love. So then I just do that next, and that kind of takes off anything that's left over from the cleansing balm. Okay. And that should really take off most of my makeup and skincare and everything. So yeah, there it is, clean face. So that's the cleansing routine I do. I think that's a really big part of it. Then the second thing I do is use this Time Revolution from Missha. It's a treatment essence. So pretty much from what I understand about this, and the reason I got it is that it's a Korean-based ingredient or skincare step. They're really, really into skincare in Korea, and I think it's based in rice, and the idea was that when they would rinse the rice, they would use the water that was left over on their face because it's very clarifying. So I just use like a few drops, and I just put it in my hand. It's like water, and I just kind of rub it on my face and neck. So they say that it helps with clarifying, which I've really noticed a difference. I've been really happy with it. And it also helps your other ingredients to absorb better. So that's great. This is, what I heard was that this was a dupe for SK2 essence, which is it's a very expensive ingredient that I've really wanted to try, but I heard this is really good. And I was with actually Harini at the Japantown Mall and saw it there. I got really excited. So while that's kind of setting in, I'll just say a little bit about like my skincare process. over the years, I really didn't care all that much about skincare. I've been using Retin-A for a really, really long time, but I just used whatever. And my skin has always been fine. I've always had like a little bit of acne here and there, but when I turned 29, I got just horrible acne. And it was very like under the skin and just extremely painful, and it just came out of nowhere. And I went to the dermatologist, and for a while they didn't know what was going on. And then we finally figured out that it was hormonal. I think it was a combination of being really stressed and hormonal issues. And so I ended up going on spironolactone, and that's really helped. But along the way, I started to do a lot of research on my skincare, and I realized that there's just all this, just a ton of irritating ingredients in a lot of really good high quality skincare. And so when I did the research, I pretty much learned that I need to stay away from a lot of essential oils, fragrance, silicones, alcohol is a big one. There's just a big long list of different things that now I try to avoid because it's irritating to my skin. So that's kind of what brought me on the path. So the other thing that I really love doing is a exfoliator. I like using chemical exfoliants as opposed to physical exfoliants like a scrub. Scrubs really aren't that good for your skin. It does take off that layer of skin that you want, but it can actually create little cuts in your skin, which is really going to add to inflammation, which is not good for your skin. And so I've been using right now the Ordinary's Glycolic. To be honest, I don't really love it, but it's good enough. And I do think it's a little bit irritating. I think there's like witch hazel in it, but you know, it's not enough that I really notice that big of a difference, and I'm willing to like use it up. So I kind of rub it all over, and because the essence has already absorbed in, it's perfectly fine to use with a cotton pad. Speaking of cotton pads, I use these amazing cotton pads from Shiseido. They are very expensive. I mean, yeah, they are pretty expensive. They last a long time. And to me, they're like this little luxury that's just really, they're really soft. They never pill or get any cotton on my face, and they feel really good. So next I use niacinamide. This is the niacinamide booster from Paula's Choice. I love this. I use it pretty much as like a serum, but I think you can also add it into any of your other ingredients like your moisturizer or whatever. And it has a very high amount of niacinamide, which is a powerhouse ingredient that pretty much works with like any skin type. Can help with oily skin, dry skin, acne, hormonal acne, fine lines, pore size. It makes the look of your pores look smaller. So I just think it's fantastic. It has a bunch of other amazing ingredients. I just kind of use it as a serum, but it has a lot of great active ingredients. Next I use this. I have the small version of it right now just to use it up. It's the B-Hydra Intensive Serum from Drunk Elephant, and I love this stuff. I learned from Missha about layering hydration. So pretty much her idea is that a lot of people who think they have dry skin, like kind of like dry, patchy skin, it's actually really dehydrated. And that we often put like moisturizer on top to try to help, but it doesn't really actually deal with the issue. And so even if you have oily skin, at really any kind of skin, if you start to layer different levels of moisture, it's going to be a lot more useful for your skin, because if you have this really, really dehydrated skin, it's going to help with that. But even if you have oily skin, a lot of times the oil production is from your skin being dehydrated, and it's trying to make up for that. So I use like a not very drying facial cleanser, and then this has moisture in it. This has moisturizing elements in it, and then this does too. And then I use another moisturizing element, but also has CBD. This is really cool. It's the I got it at Credo, which is a natural skincare company. They have one in Fillmore. And I got this because it's just hemp oil, which is a fantastic oil for your skin. I know it's not going to irritate my skin at all. It's very moisturizing without being heavy, without breaking me out. And then it has 100 milligrams of CBD. And so there's lots of new research about what CBD can do for skin, and it's pretty incredible. The first time I heard about it was the St. Jane oil, which is a mix of all these incredible oils and then a lot of CBD, and people love it. But it's super expensive. I think it's close to $150. And so I wanted to try it with this, but it pretty much is supposed to help with a lot of issues of like elasticity, your pore size, acne, dry skin, aging, pretty much a lot of different things. So I just put a couple drops down and I just press it in all over in my neck. I try to put everything on my neck and trying to go down onto my chest, but I think the neck is also really important. It doesn't look too aging. Then I've been using this Elemis. I've been using it forever. It's really lasting a long time. The Elemis eye cream that I got on that flight. I really love it. I think I might even buy it. It seems just, I mean, I have really pretty puffy eyes right now, but in general, I think it helps with the puffiness and it's really moisturizing. So I just kind of put that on all around and I just think it's really nice. And then second to last, I use moisturizer. This is the Protini cream. I really like it because it has a lot of protein in it. That's where the name comes from, and which is really great for elasticity of your skin. So that's pretty much like how it bounces back. I know a lot of women, especially in their eye area, that's where it starts, where you can kind of like move their skin and it doesn't bounce back. I still feel like I have a lot of elasticity in my skin, so I'm not too worried about it, but I want to try to prevent it from happening. So that's what this is for, plus it's moisturizing. I'm using the sample size right now because the large size from Drunk Elephant is actually like airtight and you push it and it comes out, which is fantastic because if it's actually in a jar like this and it's in contact with the air, then it's going to have its active ingredients are going to become less potent very fast. So I always say try to stay away from anything in a jar. The cleansing balm is fine because there's no active ingredients, but anything with active ingredients. It's also, you're putting your hand in it and you can get a lot of germs in there too. So I'm trying to use it up since I opened it. So yeah, just use a little bit of this. I use it pretty liberally and I really try to use it all over my face, my neck, and my chest. So I just think it's really a great product. So that's kind of the majority of it, but I have to leave the retinol for last. Retinol, I think, is just the number one thing I believe in. It's not easy to use. You're going to have some sort of irritation at first. It's the retinizing process. Pretty much what retinol does is it quickens your cell turnover rate. So when you exfoliate, you're taking off the top layer. This actually helps there be more skin coming up faster. So it just helps with radiance, it helps with acne, it helps with fine lines, just a ton of different things, and it's fantastic. And you can get different kinds of retinols over the counter. I would say still be careful with that because it's pretty powerful. I have been doing it for years, so I have something from the dermatologist. This is Retin-A, 0.01%. When I moved up to the 0.01, they gave me this gel, which I really don't like. But you know, I want to try to use it up. But it really, it's like it gets stuck in there, and it's like it's just not very luxurious at all. But I have been putting it on top of everything because if I put it on first, even though that's making it more effective, it makes like a pilling for anything else I put on top, so it doesn't really, I'm not really sure anything is working, so I just put it on top. But that's also a really great tip if you're starting out with retinol and it is irritating your skin. You can start out maybe doing it once a week or twice a week or something like that, and doing it over your moisturizer, and it's going to make it a little bit easier to tolerate. So yeah, that is my skincare routine for night. And then I wear my hair in my pineapple. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.